Welcome to the Shuttlecock podcast, brought to you by Badminton South Australia, the show that talks about the badminton community and the sports industry. Thanks to our amazing sponsors, Badminton Australia, Bendigo Bank West Beach and O'Neill Sportswear.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Shuttlecock podcast. On today's episode, we are going to be talking with Australian Badminton Falcon and South Australian superstar Catrina Tan. Catrina, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Catrina, for those viewers at home who may not be familiar with you, would you be able to quickly introduce yourself and tell us how you got involved with badminton?
So hi everyone, I'm Catrina Tan. I'm 16 years old. I started playing badminton when I was 10, so about 6 years ago. I got into badminton because my parents both love playing badminton. And when I was little, I went to Australian Open and I got inspired from the top players playing there, which brought me to badminton.
Yeah, so obviously you mentioned your mum got you into badminton. Your mum was kind enough to drop you off at the studio today, and Your dad plays badminton as well, and also your brother plays badminton as well.
Yeah, my whole family plays badminton.
Do you like to claim that you're the best in the family?
Yeah.
I thought so. Along with Gavin Ong and Dania, you've been selected in the Badminton Australia Falcon squad. What does that achievement mean to you?
Well, it's great to be in the Falcon squad. Obviously, we get a lot of great opportunities, going to the AIS, having training camps, and going to tournaments, international tournaments. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, and would you be able to tell us about some of the fond experiences that you've had when going to an AIS camp? Has anything funny happened whilst you've been on camp?
In the AIS camp, we do ice bath. It's really bad. It's really cold, and AIS in Canberra, usually it's really cold, and everyone hates it. Everyone's screaming in the ice bath.
Yeah, I've certainly taken a few ice baths in my time playing footy and soccer and things like that, and it's not fun for anyone. And I remember when I was your age, I was in SASI in a sprint kayaking program, and it's obviously quite a lot of pressure, being a teenager, trying to juggle your school studies, your social life, and your sport to go with it. So as part of being in the Falcon squad, what are the requirements to get into that squad? And I suppose, what do you have to do to make sure that you stay in it for the long term, ideally?
Yeah, so there's a lot of commitments. You're expected to go to all the AIS camp, miss school, and you're expected to go all the alleged nationals you're meant to go. Yeah, so, and you have to keep up with your performance and training. It's a lot of missing out school. So,
well, hopefully your teachers don't mind. How many times do you actually train a week? Because I know you train with Leanne on Saturdays, but you're also doing a lot of training with Stuart Rowlands through his badminton academy.
Yeah, I train about 6 times a week, 4 on court and 2 gym. So yeah, that's my routine. Sometimes Sundays we have running session. Yeah, so 7 to 6.
So what sort of things do you do when you go to the gym? Because, there's been a lot of research saying that it's quite dangerous and for youngsters and growing teenagers to be in the gym. So are you mostly focusing on weighted exercise, or are you more focusing on body weight exercises such as, planks and push-ups and sit-ups, etc.?
Since I started gym 1.5 years ago, so we are all pretty mature already. So we do weighted gym and yeah.
So if you were giving advice to someone looking to potentially get into elite badminton, what would you say?
Yeah, should start with a lot of social plays and get into it. And when you want serious, you can join training, more training, and gotta keep the word low, your school life up, so you're not falling behind.
Yeah, that leads into my next question, and to follow on, what's it like, train 6 times a week and manage your studies? Because you're only 16 years old, so that's quite a lot of pressure to deal with. How do you sort of go about balancing that? Because you still want to maintain a social life, but also, you've got quite big, requirements to fill.
Yeah, obviously it's quite hard. Like there's a lot of sacrifices, like free time. Like I live quite far away, so like I have to find every opportunity to keep up with my schoolwork. Like for example, being at school, you have to try finish all your work early and like maybe do ahead so I don't fall behind. Like yeah, during like nationals we miss about a week of school. So like you have to do all the work during nationals or before to keep up. Yeah.
So obviously COVID's been a massive challenge for everyone in sport, you know, administrators, staff, players.
hmm
How has COVID affected you and your training schedule? And, you know, it's great to see that you've been back out on the court playing at the seniors in Bendigo and obviously the Adelaide under 15s and under 19s, you know, a couple of weeks ago. So
Yeah.
how's COVID affected you?
So COVID has affected me a lot. Like I missed out on a lot of nationals, a lot of opportunities going international games. Yeah, and like training wasn't the same. Like I had to do a lot of self training, like physical, like maybe go out for a run instead of like going out training to keep up with my cardio. And yeah,
So for someone who might be in isolation at the moment, but still wanting to do some badminton around the house, what would you recommend to do?
well, you can like practice like hitting through a wall, like or like because I have a court at home, so I get to practice with my parents. Yeah,
You have your own court at home.
yeah.
That's
I'm like,
unreal.
yeah, I'm lucky to have my own court. But yeah, like if you like want to still practice, keep up skills, you can hit on a wall, like play with your families or friends at home. Yeah,
Well, you've got a whole family to play with because
Yeah,
mum,
like,
dad, and your brother are all quite handy with a racket. So
yeah,
you're recently involved with the senior nationals that went away to Bendigo in April and involved again with the under 19s at Titanium. What was it like to be back playing at national tournaments? And I hear you took away some silverware.
yeah. It was great to be playing back. Like senior nationals was my first senior national, so it was obviously like a great place to be like playing against all the top players in Australia and like getting good experience, like seeing what like the high levels of badminton is. And under 19 it was great to be playing in SA, like or like the supporters, like SA community and parents supporting us there. Yeah, it's great.
How do you go, because you're only 16,
Yeah.
how do you go about playing against players who might be, you know, in their mid-20s or potentially older? How do you prepare mentally for that?
Well, I'm the underdog, so it's no like nervous. Like just give it your all, and like it's okay if you lose. Like
It's a good mentality to have. I think if my memory serves me correctly, you got to the quarterfinals at the senior nationals. Is that
yeah,
correct?
for quarterfinal for singles and mix.
That's awesome. And then tell us a little bit more about under 19s because that was only just recently completed and you've obviously got quite a good relationship with Dania. So tell
Yeah.
us about the week that you had in Adelaide.
So SA Team 1 did really well. We came second place in the team events, and me and Dania got our first under 19 national win for doubles, and I came third in singles.
That's pretty impressive.
Thank
Good
you.
on you, Katrina. You've got two main coaches that you work with. You've got Leanne Chu, who's our head of high performance, and you've also got Stuart Rowlands through the SR Badminton Academy. So what are some of the similarities between the two of them as coaches? And then on the flip side of that, what are some of the differences between them?
So Leanne and Stu are both great coaches. I work more with Stu, like longer. I train 3 times a week with him. Whereas Leanne, I train once a week. Yeah, they're both great. A lot of like drills. They do a lot of drills, which like some similarities. The differences are like Leanne's more a double player, double mix, and Stu does more like single based training. So yeah.
So what's your favorite event to participate in? Do you enjoy singles? Do you enjoy doubles? Or do you enjoy the mixed doubles?
Ooh, that's a hard question. I like all 3, but I think single and doubles are like my favorite. Yeah.
So if you were to potentially get up to a national level where you could be representing Australia, would you be more than likely focusing on one particular event, or would you be trying to play multiple formats?
Just one event, yeah. My main goal now is like focusing on singles, but if I can't make singles, then I'll try doubles, yeah.
So what are your future aspirations in badminton? Obviously, you've still got a couple of years left in school,
Yeah.
but once you finish high school, where do you plan to go with your badminton?
So I want to play like internationally for Australia. Like my goal is Olympics. Like I just want one Olympic, which is good.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether you might be a little bit young for 2024, but I think 2028 and obviously the 2032 games here in Australia would be some good goals for you. How good would it be to represent Australia in your own backyard?
It'd be amazing. Like it's my dream to play for the Olympics and represent Australia.
Right. Final question, when you went away to Bendigo for the senior nationals, were there any interesting stories?
SA boys are like a bunch of monkeys, but like I think the most memorable thing is the team chant. The SAB team chant is like one of the most ridiculous thing I ever seen.
Righto. And are you willing to give us a demonstration of this chant on the podcast, or are you brave enough?
No, but I have a video. I want to like you have to do as a team. Like
you have to do it as a team. Catrina, thank you so much for your time. Thank you to your mum, Yahui, for bringing you along today. And hopefully we see great things from you in the future.
Okay, thank you.
For those of you watching at home, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you on the next episode.